we might get a nest room night. Had sworn courage to greet the fight, making such sober action with his hand that it beguiled the chin and charmed the sight. And speech it seemed his beard all silver white, wagged up and down from his lips did fly. About him a press of gripping faces which seemed to swallow up his sound advice, and jointly listening with several graces, so some mermaid did there entice, and some high, some low, the painter was so high and eyes. The scalp of many almost hid behind, jump up higher, seemed to mock the land. Here's one man's forest lean on another one's head, as no being shot away his neighbor's ear. Here one being thronged, bears lax. Another maiden seemed to pelt and swear. And in their rage, such sights of rage they bear, and build on Nestor's golden words. It seemed that they would debate with angry swords. Much imaginary work was there, conceited these fellows with compacts of kind. I forget his image to this space. Gripped in his armed banded himself behind, was at the scene, saves it the eye to mine. A hand, a foot, a force, a leg, a fin, stood for the holes to be imagined, and for the walls as strong by as Troy, when their brave hope, held by Hector Barch, stood by heaven's marsh, to see their youthful sons' bright weapons yield, and the hope they would such action yield last through the light joy seemed to appear, like bright things sustain a kind heavy fear. From the stone of Durden where they fought, the Simon's reedy banks a ready blind rod. As waves to initiate the battle saw, with swine ridges and their ranks began to break upon the gouged shore and then retire again till meeting greater task. Chef Cochell got the brains your Bedmart, extremely still urges such a string. The only going curses to her low, the blushing on her. With a steadfast eye receives the scroll without a yea or no, and forth with bashful sin doth lie. Places gill within their bosoms lie, imagine every beholds her blame. Frugally thought she blushed her to shame. When silly groom, God what it was to fact of spirit life and bold audacity. Such harmless creatures have a true respect to talk in deeds, whether saucily, promise more speed, but do it leisurely. Even so this pattern of the worn out age, upon hoss looks and the ways, the words of wage, is kindly diddled. Her must trust that we're two rough riders and both riders blaze. Shouts as to know in Tarquin's was, and question with him wistfully on him gaze. Her undecided to make him more amazed. The more she saw the bliss buzzes replenished, or he thought he sped in her some blemish. Her long but long she thinks she returns again, and yet the duteous vessel scarce is gone, the weary time she cannot entertain, for now this designed to weep and groan, her half-hour man grown. Her pain says a little while, without passing from on over this newer way. Please she calls to mind where she begins to peace. The scope of painting may be the best person in the world, dude. Ronald raped the city to destroy a threatening cloud, which conceded plainer grew as heaven seemed to kiss its torment's blood. 1,000 minimal objects there and scorn of nature. Man gave the red blood, red cheek to show the painter's strife. Vanity squeezed forth their ability lies. Lying doth, coals burn out, nights might see you laboring, binding your building into sweet. Yourselves as dust, and from the towers they seem to appear. Sweet love that hath fair colors spent, why are none of us a tear to consent? Amass, dear, this move heavily at goodness, and the grace of Magga gives her rest. 3 times the size she gives herself fire, for she can discharge one wound of woe. Only gives rest to answer his desire, she modestly prepares to let them know. Her honor is tied prisoner of her woe. O'Connell and his good-hearted lord with sad attention longed to hear those words, and now his pale swan in her wonder nest begins the sad dirge of her serenity. In few words quoth, she saw fit to the tireless path, where no excuse can give fault amending. And mind blue the words are now depending. Mine was withdrawn out too long, tell them with one poor tired tongue. And this would be the task I have to say to your husband. If all the interests of thy bed a stranger came in on thy pillow lay, where thou whilst wondered to rest with thy head, and what wrong else would maybe imagine by foul intention might be done to me. From that last letter, Chris is not free. From the dreadful dread of dark midnight, a shiny falcon in my chamber came, a creeping creature with a flaming light, and softly cried, "Awake, thou Roman dame, and entertain my love, else lasting shame. On thee and thine eyes I will inflict, if thou love's desire do contradict. For some hard favors grim of thine, let thee, unless thou, liking to my will, all murder straight, then I'll slaughter thee. I swear I found you where you did fulfill a loathsome act of lust. Where did you fulfill? The lectors in their duty, this act with my perpetual end for me. Was this I did begin to start and cry, and against my heart he set his sword, swearing unless I took all impatient I should not live. Speaking other words, so my shame will still rest upon the record, never forgetting. Mighty Rome, the adulterer death will increase in her room. My enemy was strong, my poor was weak. His words like clouds were burnt with shiny glory. I wished beyond the skies were sorry, and little stars from their fixed places, when their glass fair within their viewed vices. The picture she badly perused, the child the painter for his wonderful pursuit. Seeing some sheep in Simon's out was so fair a lodge, mine so ill, and still once she gazed, and gazing still, such signs of truth in his plain still she sped, that she concludes the picture was bellied. It cannot be quoth at so much scale. She would have said lurk in such a look. But Tarquin's shape came in her mind that wow, from her tongue can lurk, from cannot took. It cannot be in the sense that first she shook, for it turns it cannot be. But even as a subtle Simon here is painted, so sober, sad, so weary, so mild, and with grief's betrayal she had fainted, coming to me to Tarquin arm. He'll be gone without her on it, yet still defied. With inward vice, tried to perish, look how listening wet his eyes, to see those borrowed tears that Simon trailed. Pride water art thou not wise, for cherry fells a Trojan bleeds, his eyes fear love, and water receives, this round clear waters, eyes move up high, scald wood to burn the city. Such devil steal effects from lightless hell, for Simon and his doth did well. Not cold about her to dwell. This contrary such unity Larry. Honors of flatterers make them bold, so promise trust. Fears of flatter they first strike with water. Here all erasing such passion for her sails. She cheers the senseless Simon with her swells, compelling him to be unhappy, and alas mildly with his peer gives happily. And that's the But none shall where distress and dolorous swelled, till despairing Hecate of hell still staring Prim's wounds with her old eyes, with bleeding on her prayers his brown blood eyes, and her painter head anonymized, time's ruin, beauty's racks, and grim scare brains. Her cheeks with cheap and wrinkles were disguised, though she was so sinless did remain, her blood flame changed to every black vein, wine in the spring that those shrunk pipes had fed, should life imprison in a body dead. On this sad shadow Lucrece our eyes has spanned, and shapes her sorry to the bedlam's woes, while nothing want to answer but her cries and bitter woes, to ban her foes' cry, the banner was no god, will enter those, and late Lucrece swears did all see wrong, give her so much grief and not a tongue, poor instrument quoth he joke without a sound, poor instrument, I'll tune she wise with my lemony tongue, and drop sweet balm and prime as a pound of wound, and reel up her as half doth him in wrong, with my tears squench, Troy that burned so long, with my knife scratch out the anger eyes, all those Greeks that are thy enemies. Show me this trumpet that began this stir, that with mine old knees, I may terror that he the last in Paris did incur, the load of wrath that burning doth hold it here. I kill the fire that burneth there, and here in Troy for trespass at the time that I, the sire of the dame the daughter die. Why should the private leisure of someone become the public plain of many moe? Let sin alone committed light alone upon his head that hath transgressed, let guilty souls be free from guilty woe. For one offense, why not so many to plague a private Senate General, here below, here many hectares fall, here the bloody chain, and friend to friend give undying wounds for man's wounds.